good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning, depending on where you're in the world. This is Pixelia here, and I'm with Losi, una paisana colombiana
Colombia in the house.
in the house. Yes. Losi, gracias por estar aquí. Eh,
Gracias por invitarme.
entonces, Anten Web Radio, estamos en nuestra cuarta temporada y contentos de tenerte aquí. Y pues, antes de que saltemos al grano y hablemos de quién eres, qué haces, lo que te gusta, lo que te motiva, eh, tienes que respondernos la primera pregunta que le hacemos a todos y es, eh, ¿cómo obtuviste tu primera criptomoneda y cómo te llevó eso a Decentraland? Y si puedes hacerlo en inglés o en español, cualquiera es el idioma que prefieras,
Mhm.
bienvenida.
Well, first of all, thank you, Pixelia, for inviting me here. Super, super excited to be a part of this. And just to get to know you more and share a little bit more about who I am and what I do. So your question, I love that, and it's very funny how it all came about. It was like early December of 2021, right? Like peak of the bull market. And I am like on Twitter, on not Twitter, sorry, on Instagram, seeing literally on like all these news pages and whatever, like this NFT sells for 1,000, this amount of money. And I kept seeing it and I had no clue what an NFT was. I had no clue. I did know what like crypto was, but I didn't understand it. And I thought low key, I thought crypto, especially Bitcoin, was a Ponzi. And so I was like, I'm not about to do that. Yeah. But then I kept seeing it so much and like so many people making money that I need to, I cannot be left out of this. I need to make that much money. So I started like every day going into YouTube. I'm a huge fan of like learning things on YouTube. So I watched thousands of videos on like what's Bitcoin, what's a cryptocurrency, how does the blockchain work, all of that stuff. And I contacted a few kind of like NFT influencers on Twitter, and some of them responded, right? Like I was like, "Oh, what's the best coin?" Back then, like Solana was kind of like also pumping and good. So some were like Solana, others were like ETH, whatever. I decided to go with ETH, and that was the first cryptocurrency I bought. I remember opening my MetaMask, my Binance account, and just placing that first amount of money, and I was sweating. Then I'm a huge fan of Justin Bieber, and around that time, he was not he like as Justin, but his designer, like his fashion brand designer, who is Gian Piero, launched an NFT project. And I was like, I need to get in this because it was associated with him. And I'm like, I have to be part of this. This was like 2 weeks after I started learning. I buy that first NFT, mind you, for like more than $1,000. And I'm like, what am I doing with this thing? It was all I had. I literally put all that I had bought in crypto on that freaking thing. But the rest is history. I'm still part of the project. I'm still, friends with everyone I met there. And so I started kind of like meeting people. By then I had not been in Decentraland. Like a year later, I launched my first music NFT project. And one day I was in a Twitter space, and I had heard about Decentraland, but I had never been in like, in Decentraland or anything. And I was on a Twitter space, and there was this girl called Canessa, and she started talking about Decentraland on the Twitter space, and she started to, just like say things about it and everything. And on that Twitter space, I played my song, and she loved it and she bought it. And she was like, I need to get you in Decentraland. Like, we need to be playing this on Decentraland. So she kind of onboarded me. And she was part of the unicorns. So with Shelly, with Mew, Dino, and she introduced me to them. Then Shelly also bought my music, and so I kind of just became part of their family. And then a few weeks later, they invited me like for my first kind of like Decentraland interview. So I went there for my first time ever to be interviewed there, and I just love them so much. I thought like they were so welcoming, and I had so much fun in Decentraland, and that's how I came across Decentraland. That's how we met actually in the unicorn room.
The NFT was your first one, right?
Sorry,
Was it on Beyond the NFT or was it in the True End room?
was
The
it in
first
my
one.
what?
The first, like your first time in the Central End, was it in the Beyond the NFT or was it in the True Band room?
It was in the Truman room. Yeah.
Eso fue el toque que tuvo como unos technical issues y terminaron.
No. Oh no, no, no. Well, my first time
Because there
was
was like
that was not the time I had the technical issue. When I met you, that was like that was my fourth time with them.
okay.
So my first time with them was just an interview, like no performance. They were just like, an interview. Then my second time was a performance that went well, thank God, that didn't have technical issues. My third time was in this, it wasn't like their event, but they invited me.
Mhm.
It was a bigger event that Decentraland did for like mental health week. So it was like
Oh yeah,
20,
the mental
remember
health
that?
awareness. Yeah.
So I performed there also, no technical issues. And then I came again when we met that
Okay,
I couldn't
that's the
perform
one.
because that was the one with technical issues.
I didn't I must have missed it because of the time difference on
Hmm.
mental awareness week. But I was just not aware. I thought that was your like first week in the Central Am-
No, we
and
definitely we're kind of like running from each other, probably because of the time difference.
yeah, no, and I also love your music. That's why I approached you. I was seeing what was happening on True and Room. I went to your Twitter,
Thank you.
and I like your music. At the moment, I am stuck with Binance. They locked my account, and I'm fighting with them because of my ID. But I'm just not able to buy any crypto for the moment.
Oh
but
my god,
once
no,
I
but that's actually it's so frustrating because Binance, I a lot of my friends also have issues with Binance, and it sucks like when you can like literally not do anything about it. It's like
I need to wait until I get my new ID, like my actual plastic ID,
oh,
for them to
damn.
unlock my account.
My god. No, the other day to me it happened, it was because of something with like my phone, and they send you like a code, and I had changed my phone, and I didn't change my phone, and then the code wouldn't like send. Oh my god, dude. It's like no.
So Losi, and that's how you came to the Central End, right? So uh, and how long since you started in crypto and you came to the Central End? Like a year
Hmm.
and a half, more or less, based on what you just told me.
I think it was like a year. Yeah, it was like a year and like 2 or 3 months. I mean, I had heard, of course, of the Decentraland, but it was again, it's kind of like those things like before I kind of like dove deep into crypto. It's semi scary. It's like you don't really know what it is, how it works. You're like you don't even know where to go unless someone onboards you and like introduces you, which that was Canessa. She made it seem so easy, and she was like, no girl, like we're gonna get you there, like you get your avatar, and they gave me a few kind of like things to put on my avatar too, like gifted me, like the clothes and stuff. My avatar still sucks. I definitely need to upgrade it, but for the moment it does its job.
That sounds just like Canessa. She's an amazing person. I
Yeah, she's
shout out to Canessa, and it sounds
Shelly,
that you also met Simple.
Sinful, Shelly, all of them. Dino, I don't know how to pronounce
Dina.
Dino.
So that's cool. That's cool. That's a cool Decentraland story because it involves many of the people that I love the most about the metaverse onboarding una paisana. So now let's talk about music for a second. Uh, and I'm gonna ask you this because I'm a Colombian, and
I know. I think I know what's coming.
uh, it catches me as a surprise that you do your music in English,
I knew it.
but I kind of like I also can see and can feel the Latino, like your Latina vibes in the music. So tell me about it. Like I wanna know about it a little bit more.
I knew this was coming. I knew this is like the question I get the most for sure. Um, oh my god. So here's the thing. There's two sides to it, right? Number one, I grew up in a like I went to a bilingual school, and I grew up in a very kind of like English. I love since I was like growing up music in English. Like I grew up listening to like since a little girl to Britney Spears, Rihanna, Miley Cyrus, right? Justin Bieber, um so many Usher, like all of these artists that spoke and like just I identified a lot with that music, right? And so I think that's part of it, right? Like just my influence since I was like growing up was a lot like heavily in English. And then the second aspect of it is that when I started writing, I like writing to me is something that comes like I don't consciously kind of like sit and like I'm gonna write, right? It's like I feel it and I start writing. I like get an inspiration and I start writing. And when I started like doing it, intentionally because I wanted to put out music, like the ideas and the melodies and everything came in English. And so I just wrote and I'm like, it's coming in English. Like I'm not trying, and then when I tried to like write in Spanish, I couldn't. And I think it's also because my family and well, my first language is obviously Spanish, right? And my family speaks Spanish. All of my friends, while they do speak English too, their first language is Spanish, most of them. And so there's something that when I write in Spanish, when I try to write at least, I felt more like like naked, like I just feels like when I write in English, I feel protected by my lyrics. Like people don't think it's like me saying them, but it's just like it feels abstract, right? But like in Spanish, it's like, oh, she's actually saying that, right? So when I was writing, I felt that I couldn't be myself because I was thinking like, oh, what are they gonna think if I say this? Oh, what with this was that? But in English it didn't happen, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. And also I just felt it. But I will say that lately I've been very inspired to write in Spanish. um so I'm starting to do it. I'm here in the studio, by the way. I don't know if you see.
I've been living there based on
I
what
was
I've been.
recording a song in Spanish.
Yeah.
But the thing is also, I know I'm spreading myself, but like I have to give the full explanation.
No,
i
no, no.
love i love reggaeton, right? Like to party, I'm like such a fan. I scream it to the top of my lungs. I dance and drop it and whatever. But the lyrics of the reggaeton songs are not the best, in my opinion. Like they're not like it's not a message that I would put out. It's not something that I would sing, right? But I love the vibe and I love the beat and like the way it makes you feel. And so my idea, my plan with my music in Spanish is to kind of like incorporate elements of reggaeton in terms of like that's the vibe I want to give out,
Okay.
but with lyrics that aren't, lyrics that I resonate with and lyrics that I want to sing and that I want to say.
Things
So
you
that's my
resonate
plan. What?
with things you resonate with, like you just want to put out music that in the way that you like it, and this is the way you feel it.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, how long have you been doing music?
Hmm. So as a passion, as like my dream, since forever, since I can remember, I always wanted to be a singer, right? Growing up, literally, like that was my dream. Um, but seriously, like, okay, I'm gonna start putting out music 2 years. So oh my god, wait, sorry. So I, I'm in university, right, as you know, but my story is not as kind of like I should have graduated already. So I was studying, right, and I had to stop, go back home, and while I was back home, the pandemic hit, and that's when I started to also write.
Oh,
And then 2 years later, I just came back to university. And well, not just came back, I came back in January to finish my degree and at the same time, obviously, continue making music. So yeah. So basically professionally per se because it's like I'm still an independent artist, but 2 years.
Oh, but- okay, so 2 years, and out of these 2 years, 1.5 years like doing NFTs, or how long?
Mhm. So yeah, it's funny because like it happened super like right.
Yeah,
Everything happened like I released.
that's what I'm trying to do, like build a timeline.
No,
And
you're in the timeline. You're literally in the timelines. Yeah. So I released my first song on June, July of 2021,
okay,
and in the early December of 2021 is where I came across NFTs. So it was very kind of like
5 months.
yes, uh-huh.
Yeah.
But also, side note, I came across NFTs like not because of music, like I told you, and not because of like I didn't start in music and NFTs. Like I started as a like DJ trader flipping those JPEGs. I was on the Discord. I literally like I met so many people even so it's funny because I went to my first NFT NYC in June of 2021 and I went there to NFT NYC. Sorry, June of 2022. My bad. June of 2022. And I didn't like go to any music events. Like it was all like PFP projects. I was with my crypto friends. I didn't go to a single like thing in music. I started with music and NFTs in October of 2022. So
Okay.
a year later, almost a year after I had gotten into crypto. So it has been kind of like a whole I've been everywhere.
Yeah, it sounds like a vegan, behavior to me. So yeah, I can identify myself with that.
Good times when everything was gold.
It'll come back around.
Oh yes, I'm a
Us.
believer.
So,
Of course. No, of course. It's all a cycle. It like
and like I told you before we started recording this, we're just having fun. You know?
we are just having fun.
In the end, we're all just having fun.
Hmm.
It's a
I
game.
mean, I'm so with you. I'm so with you. In the end, like even if everything goes to zero, like literally, or if everything goes bad, I wouldn't regret it because I've had so much fun. I've met the best people. Like it's literally like
Worth every penny for me.
exactly, and like if the money comes and like if the bull, which I believe it will, but if things go like and start going insanely good as well, I'm all for it. Like yes, come back, we're vibing, let's go. But if not,
If it doesn't, we're still here.
I mean, we've been like down bad for like 5 months or 6 months, and we're still here. So it's like I could take it more time. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Bring it on.
It's okay. It's okay. We're having fun.
Yeah. And what about current projects? What are you currently working on?
Well, for sure, I think my main two kind of like focuses right now until December are for sure um just music and graduating, of course. So I'm trying to balance those two as good as I can, right? I am just working, as I told you, on putting out music in Spanish. So I'm working on a few songs. I'm just taking these months to get better as an artist, as a singer, as a creative, and just putting in kind of like the work of like, just getting better in that sense. And for the other part, graduating and studying hard and doing well on my classes these last 2 months that I'm close to being done. Speaking of which, these past 2 weeks had been, I don't know if like I look better like now, but yesterday I was a mess. I was like I'm starting even to feel, how after you've been like doing so much work, like you don't feel like sick, but then the day after like everything's due, like you turn it in and then you start to feel sick.
You're starting
I'm
to
in
insult.
that moment, like I feel like I'm getting sick because I'm like I'm done.
The way I deal with it is, if I feel that, I grab my bike and I go for a bike ride until either I puke or it goes away. It's just that, just like that. It's a little bit of a psycho move, but it's just
Two
how
extremes.
it
Two extremes.
it's it.
I die or I'm
Yeah,
good.
no, I'm not like I'm not taking medicine or anything like
Oh
that. I'm
yeah.
just
No, me
like
too.
I'm gonna sweat it out.
I'm with
That's
you.
my approach. And if that fails, I go to vodka. That's also a good
I
solution.
don't drink, so I can't do that.
No, I do get my drinks every now and then.
No, that's another thing. I people like are surprised because as Colombians, we like to drink.
I have my periods where I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Hmm.
I smoke some things. You know, it's just a matter of not diving into excess. I think
Hmm.
the rest is fun. Like I said, we're just having fun. If it becomes, extreme, you won't have fun.
Yeah,
Not
that's
every
true.
day. Like if every day is legendary, then there's no legendary day. You know?
Smart.
So it's it's party season, by the way. No, party season. No, Ted Mosby, the
Oh
evil
my
person.
god.
Serious. Losi, what about them? Like I want you to tell me, out of
Mhm.
the 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 previously released song, like which is the one that you would say is your favorite and why? Uh, uh,
Oh my god. I mean, they're all they're all different. They there's a reason why one is my favorite. Like each one has a reason why it's my favorite. Well, not each one. I have three that's very hard for me to pick. Oh my freaking god.
no, let's go let it tie and tell me why all of them. Like it's okay. Like
Okay, not all of them, but I
I,
will say.
unless you wrote them the same day, like if one of them, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So let's call it a tie. You have three of them.
Okay,
Why
so
those three?
yeah,
I'm
so the first one I would say is Broken. And Broken, it's always gonna be like special to me because first it was the first song I wrote and put out. So it's like your first, you never forget your first. And oh,
nice.
okay, drink.
It just like sometimes we don't. It happens to me the same. That's why I'm laughing all the time.
Cheers. No, but yeah, that and also it, it was a letter I wrote to my parents. Like it's in the way of a letter for my parents, and so I just think that that song for the meaning and the impact it had on me, like mentally and health wise and like everything is just a song I'll never, just like it's I could release 100, 2,000 songs in my lifetime. That Broken will always be very special.
Cathartic, based on what
Uh-huh.
you're saying.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. For sure. Very, very, very much so. And also like I think it was very cathartic when I released it to a lot of people. Like when a lot of people messaged me when they heard it and like it helped them too, right? So I think that they feel what I was kind of like trying to share, right? And so when a song kind of like helps someone else, I always think that's kind of like what I want to do. And then Chains is also very special to me because also like the cathartic nature of it, just like singing it and writing it just allowed me to like liberate so much that I was holding like forever. And then Cheers, which is my latest single, it's my favorite. I would say like currently it's my favorite because I feel that it shows like my growth as an artist since I started, right? I feel it's like production wise and just like the quality of the song as a whole, I think it's the best one I've made. So that's why it's like right now that I would say Cheers because like it's production and quality wise, right? But I think
Sure.
like
Your
now that
evolution.
I'm expressing it, I feel that if I think about it in the terms of like if I release 300 songs, I think that Broken will always be, no matter how many songs I release, like special, right? While as maybe like Chains and Cheers, when I release 1,000 songs or 100 or 200 songs, maybe there's other ones that I prefer over Cheers and Chains, but I think that Broken will always be Broken.
Your baby.
My baby, my baby, exactly, my baby.
That's cool to hear. And okay, now that pretty much summarizes what you're doing music wise. Now, in terms of your NFT project, talk to me a little bit about the like music slash, let's say, community building slash utility for your holders, for the holders of music. Like, what is your project approach other than just releasing music on the blockchain?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, one of the reasons that has kept me here, and like we say, like we're still here for fun or whatever, is the people that I've met, right? And a big part of that is the people that I've met because of music and because of the music I've released, right? And so to me, I call them my family. And so I feel that they've been a part of my process. They've been the ones who keep me going and keep me like making music. And so I feel that like right now, I obviously am an independent artist and don't have a ton to like just go out there and perform, and I do as much as I can like in the metaverse and everything, but like in terms of like real life concerts, that's like my next big goal. And when I start doing that, I plan to incorporate like my holders into that, right? They'll get access to my concerts, to my events, and everything like that, because I feel like that NFT per se is just like an access pass. To me, it's just like an access pass to experiences, to events, to giveaways, to community. And as I release my music, I always give kind of like gifts to my holders or like little things. So with every release, I've awarded like plaques of my music to either the Golden Egg win. I don't know if you're familiar with the Golden Egg, but every time someone mints the song, there's one random one that gets like the Golden Egg, which is like a special edition of the NFT, like golden. Um,
Every X amount of minutes.
no, so every song. So let's say for Cheers, there's one who won the golden egg. For Chain, someone but got the
Okay, so
golden egg.
every single one of your releases,
Hmm.
there's a golden egg
Yeah,
on the release, and one of your holders
gets
they
it.
they get that. And what what's that golden egg
Hmm.
about?
And so every time it's a different like price. I get to set the price, right? So one of them, I invited him to dinner in New York because we were like he was in NFT NYC. I was in NFT NYC, so I invited him to dinner. I sent another one a plaque, like literally a plaque to hang, like to hang. That was kind of like with the golden egg, chains, everything. That was for Cheers, and for Chains I sent two, and then I also sent an extra one to like the top minter, um, because they've been so supportive and just I just want to like I like to incorporate these kinds of like fun things with my holders. I like it's like it all goes back to having fun. Like I'm just having so much fun putting out music and just doing this. Like it's a game. To me it's a game, and as I grow as an artist and as I grow as a musician and my brand, I want to keep incorporating that, but like at a bigger scale, right? So, flying out someone who holds my NFT to a concert, or inviting them to some kind of like party or dinner to get to know them. To me it's all about that. It's just about having fun, giving back to the people who have given me so much and who allow me to continue to make music, and creating a community of people who are like me and who enjoy this and who enjoy collecting music, who enjoy music in general, and who value it for what it is. So
That that is the goal. Like I wish all NFT projects have the same mindset that you have with your holders. You know, having fun, giving some of the value back to the community. It's what it's all
Mhm.
about, I guess.
I
And
mean, I always say it's like it's a two-way street. I mean, it's like it cannot always be like take, 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 and no. I mean, it's like take, give, give, take. It's like it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
two-way street, right? It's a balance, and that's what I never like. I always say it. Casi que lo digo en español, pero I always say it like to me, there's no greater thing in life that being
dígalo en español, parcera.
no, I can say anything. Like
Dígalo en español,
going,
parcera, pero lo dice en inglés. ¿Qué pasó?
going to bed and being at peace. Like putting your bed in your like your head appear and be like, I'm at peace, I'm doing good, and I'm not trying to take anything from anyone, right? It's like life's short, like stop not overthinking it, you know. It's like I'm here to give and to receive and to give and to receive and to just be have fun and enjoy life and whatever, you know, just like
There's a reason why I always wear these shirts, and it's because I can. You know, I get to choose them, and
it's fun.
I look every single day I'm wearing it. There's always sometimes there's always a guy or a girl, always around my age, 30 plus years, who would come to me and tell me like, I wish I had the balls to wear that.
I mean, there's a lot of exactly.
You have fun. Like it's just loads, you know?
And I think and 100%, and I feel like so many people feel that fun is just for kids, right? Like, oh, if you're an adult and you're having fun, like, no, that's what life is, and like literally, that's what life is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, the moment you lose that excitement about life, the moment like life becomes to me, I always say like, I fear waking up and not feeling, you know, like excited and having and obviously I'm not saying I have bad days, like I told you yesterday I was crying and I was a mess and I didn't want to like, you know, like, but in the end it's like you gotta get up again, you gotta go to the bike ride and puke until you
Yeah, yeah.
you
You
gotta
just
do it
let
and
it
then
out, let
shake
it
it
out,
off.
and that's it.
Yeah, by the way, I just noticed it was Pikachu in your shirt. I
Hey,
hadn't noticed.
it's a Pokemon set. Look, it has a short.
Oh damn.
And look what I bought like a bunch of days ago.
I see, I hear it, I hear it,
It's Zelda's song.
I hear it. I
The
what song
music.
is it?
It's the Song of the Storms from Zelda Ocarina of Time. There's a
Nah.
singing with this device. I don't know how it's called, but it has like a horn here. It just
Ah,
play
wow.
music like with a disc like this, and it plays. It goes around and it plays. It's
Es una cajita musical.
una cajita musical, sí, pero pues Google, ahorita te mando una foto de un juego que de puta madre. Y, y el niño me miró al papá cuando la estaba comprando yo, el niño se quedó mirando a su papá como, señor, ¿por qué compra cajitas musicales tú no? Y le digo, y el tipo se me queda mirando como, I don't know, people need to have fun. I agree with you. And I
People need
like
to
your
have fun.
approach. Uh, I think it's because you're Colombian and we Colombian people are fun. Yeah, that's what I think. Yes, we
I
all love
agree.
it. Um, let's say, look, you had an amazing onboarding experience to the Central End based on what you told me.
Yes.
Because I do agree with you. The Central End can be a very overwhelming space when
Mm.
you dive in and you're alone, right?
Yes.
It's hard to get around it, hard to figure it out. But you had a pretty amazing experience. So to close this up in the most amazing way, what would you advise or like yeah, words of advice be to those who are here in the casino? You know, this is Hominoya. house of the central games. Maybe there's a few new users trying out the casino. Maybe there's a couple people jumping in for the first time to check your interview, to check your music. So, what would you give them as advice?
I mean, I would definitely say like don't be afraid to connect with others here and just shoot a DM, say hi, like this happened because literally we met in a space and you were like, "Oh, I'm Colombian." You messaged me and now we're talking, now we're friends, now. And I feel that sometimes we're nervous, like, "Oh, should I message him? I don't know anyone, like who am I?" Like, no, like people are friendly. You know
Yes.
we're here to meet people, to make connections, and as long as you're genuine and like are curious about what other people like do and who they are, message them, say hi, like be like, "Yo, I saw you're in Decentraland," like whatever it is. And you never know what's gonna spark from that. You never know who you're gonna meet. And yeah, don't be shy, don't be shy.
Listo, Marcela. Pues,
Epa,
muchas gracias, señorita, por estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. Um, been
thank
a
you for
pleasure
the
having
invite.
you around, and we can wait to see what you're gonna be releasing in the future. In the meantime, we're gonna have fun playing your music tonight. So,
Let's go.
bye.
Bye bye.